So I could hear voices at one point last night, but nobody bothered me here. So fairly restful night until early this morning when the wind picked up. I don't know if this is a round of Santa Ana's or what. I did get a weather warning that it was going to be significantly warmer in Julian. Yesterday, other than that little burger and beer stop, was kind of a drag. My feet are just killing me, and I don't have time to really take a break because I got to make at least 15 miles every day in order to meet Jen, in order to finish this off on the schedule we're aiming for. So I was walking while hurting for the majority of yesterday. Also, while the morning at Lake C was really nice, once I got on the road, it was just winding, and I think it literally wound and then went back around. So it just felt like I was making no progress. And I talked to one of the locals who was kind of, I think she saw I was a homeless person trying to like sleep on that driveway I was sitting on for a minute. And then she started warning me about the pit bulls up ahead, which ended up, they were behind the fences, so it was all okay, but yeah. Eventually I got into the Indian reservation. That was a little quieter, and now I'm in a part of Cleveland National Forest, it looks like. I am doing this trip basically based on a GPX. I got off the Facebook group, the San Diego Trans-County Trail Facebook group, and this next section does have some like alternative routes that I don't have a ton of information on. And there is one worrying section that's marked as private road. I know that there has been some chatter about people having an issue with like private property out here. I do have something loaded on my phone that shows me like private land ownership, so hopefully I'll be able to avoid the worst of it, but this is stressing me out a little more than the beginning section. I know not everybody likes the desert, and the water situation is stressful out there, but you know, it's wide open. You can camp anywhere. Honestly, I would do the Mexico to Canada Desert Trail in a heartbeat. Well, assuming I had a slot after the CDT. I just hate doing all the prep. I mean, the person that I read about doing it, Buck30, he buried like 20 some caches out in the desert, and that's a lot of setup work, and you know, not doing other things while you're doing the setup work for that. And I tend to have this theory that the universe screws you over the moment you like put something out like that. That's why I'm usually reluctant to talk about what my big plans are, because then it's like, yeah, then the universe is gonna screw me over. This wind jacket I'm wearing is one of those layers I can't believe everybody doesn't carry. Weighs almost nothing, packs down into almost nothing. It works as a mosquito barrier, and it breathes a lot better than, you know, my rain gear. And it's just enough on mornings like this where it's just a bit chilly for my base layer. It actually has a couple of holes in it. I put a lot of hard use on it on the PCT and had it for a while before that. I think I might end up replacing it before I get on the CDT, since I hear that one's windy and I may want it. So this is basically a part of Cleveland National Forest. I'm down south from where I did that San Mateo backpack, obviously. And it passes by Eagle Peak and Cedar Creek Falls. Though I don't think I'm gonna do the side trip. It's dry enough, I doubt that it's gonna be very impressive right now. See, it packs down into pretty much nothing. Basically lives in my kangaroo pouch on the back of the pack. So normally this would be about the time I'd be looking for a hotel night to, you know, like shower, reset, let myself recover a little bit, but obviously that's not really on the card. So liberal use of this stuff is gonna have to suffice. See, these are the kind of almost ideal campsites that always appear, you know, early in the morning when I don't need them. Though I do strongly believe that you do not want to be visible from the road when you're out on, you know, especially a non-established trail like this. I wouldn't even do it on the AT. Problem is, sometimes people go out and drink at like 1 or 2 in the morning and they get kind of mean. And those are the people that I think cause a lot of the problems people run into out here. So I always do my best to make sure my tent is not visible from the road, or at least is very hard to spot from the road. And whenever I hear noises coming anywhere around me, I always turn off all my lights and get quiet and just wait it out. There are always stories of people having various encounters, and you never know what the person's background is, so I take them all with a grain of salt. But I do personally know people that have had boards and beer bottles thrown at their tent at night. And even in one rather memorable case, a guy was sleeping in his car, and human excrement ended up on his windshield. So yeah. So as I say with like trail families versus solo hiking, mo people, mo problems. I've been playing this game every year when Halfway Anywhere comes out with the PCT Horror Stories article, which I think he just published for last year. And you read them, and some people got honestly scared. Some people, you know, very obviously they just weren't outdoor people. So, you know, a coyote howled in the vicinity and they were terrified they were going to get killed, something like that. But a lot of them boil down to, you know, they were camping around other people and they didn't want to move on because they were afraid not to be camped around other people. A lot of the sketchy stories that I've come across in the last 2 years, PCT and AT, could have been avoided just by avoiding, you know, camping any place other than out on the trail. You're camping in the middle of town in an alley or something, yeah, there's a higher likelihood that somebody's going to run across you. Normally, angry drunks and things don't go for those high effort things and hike 3 miles out of town to find that one person hanging out in their tent. And yes, there was the machete mermaid lady last year, but again, she was staying at shelters and places like that. All you had to do was avoid the gathering places and we didn't have a problem at all. And same with the hammer hombre. It's always kind of amusing how much chattier I feel when I'm out here. You want me to do like a 2-hour talk on how to plan a through hike right now? Oh, I could absolutely do it. When I'm around town and I have the capability of, you know, filming in a semi-quiet spot, then I'm depressed and I don't want to do anything. It is a good thing I do this stuff for fun and not to make a living, huh? Wow, that is just beautiful. Oh man, taters would love that. I'm not alone out here. Wow, there's something you don't see every day. That looks pretty cool. I guess why would you even bring a gun out here if you weren't going to go and shoot a whole bunch of signs, huh? Okay, considering there is supposed to be a bathroom and a water spigot at the top of that road going up the hill in the background, I just dumped a half-gallon of water. Damn, it feels so much better. So the waterfall is about a half mile up. It does say permits, and I don't have a permit, so I'll leave it for another day. That's fun. So that's the canyon with the falls. See that trail going up. There was a route to the upper falls back over that way. Okay, so that would just be 10 to 12 liters of water a day. Yeah. So this has been a really nice break spot, especially since there was water and then there were bathrooms, but it's time to head on. So unfortunately, it looks like this next section is the one that has the private landowner issues on occasion. So I'm back to having about a gallon and maybe 2.5, 3 liters on me. My pack felt so nice for a little while there. Hey, flowering yucca. Normally they're just there to stab you and be the worst thing possible in plant form. I almost tripped over that guy. He's a nice big size. Okay, so it looks like that white pole is about the edge of the forest land. This next section has some roads which are private. Doesn't mean I can't walk through them, but potentially could run into landowner issues. Otherwise, it's a couple of miles of just going through this scrub in and out of canyons. Okay, so far this isn't setting off any alarm bells, so I think I might try it, and then if they want me to, I'll come back and backtrack around. Well, crap, okay, this is more trespassing than I want to do, unfortunately. I think this is okay. Okay, so with that one little reroute, I'm now on Four Corners Road. I'll be happy when I'm away from all the overly fenced houses. Okay, so that went well. No encounters with locals. Few people saw me off in the distance, but didn't come to hassle me. I also didn't take a single break during that entire section. So that bushwhack route rejoins the road here. I've got one other issue up ahead where a corner of this road apparently goes into a reservation, and there is mixed beta on whether it's an issue to go through or whether you should just bushwhack around and stay on Cleveland National Forest land. That must be the bushwhack route. I see a little tag back there. Yeah, I think I'm okay with having avoided that. And damn it, I was afraid of that. So I was just sitting on the rock having a grand old time when I noticed a tick crawling across my chest. It is getting to be that time of year out here, I guess. Fortunately, it's not as big of a concern as it was out east, where I had to worry about getting a Lone Star tick and becoming allergic to meat, or ending up with Lyme disease, which would have been a real bummer. I heard of a couple of people around me who did catch it on the AT, but a lot of people on the AT were a lot less careful about sitting around in vegetation than I was. So that's still Cuyamaca Mountain over there. This has been doing a lot of meandering. Not too bad a view. Well, god damn it. Okay. So this is that other thing they mentioned where there's about a mile of reservation road. And I'm not going to bypass, a no trespassing sign like that. So what do you do if the road goes through a private area that says no trespassing? Bushwhack around. Okay, so I've got a mile of this to get around the road, and about an hour and a half until dark. So I've seen worse, but this is making me wish that I had my clippers with me. When I did the Condor Trail last year, I brought clippers, and instead of bashing through the bad spots like back there, I just improved them. So there's a path of least resistance down there, but I seem to be having trouble keeping to it. Yeah, if there's a path, I'm really not on it. I've been bushwhacking in circles and I keep hitting big trees. Tried to get up here and hit cliffs, so trying to make it through the middle. I am glad I had these, but trimmers would be helpful. For the record, do not go down there. Okay, I was going to go a bit further, but then I'd be down by the road and it's kind of hard to pass this up. Check it out. So, have I mentioned today how much I love semi-freestanding tents? Not too bad of a view out at the tent. Looks like I get to fall asleep to gunfire from that last ranch I passed.